I think today I'm going to tell you quite a personal story, and you might find it quite funny, you might find it very amusing or interesting or thought-provoking. Back when I was 12 years old, I actually had long hair, like the sleeky, black, like shoulder-length hair, yeah. And if you scroll back all the way into the channel, you can actually find me recording like these videos with actual long hair. And that was just part of my life back in the day. But the thing that happened is on a hot summer day in the middle of August, I was walking into like the male's toilet to take a piss, yeah. Then there was a 7-year-old kid washing his hand with his dad, literally standing in front of me. And the kid turned his back, right? He turned around because he saw me in the mirror. Then he just looked at me. He just looked at me in such incredulous, like, I can't believe you're here. And he asked his dad, why is there a woman in our toilet? And I just remember that moment. I repeatedly remember that moment. It was probably one of the most scarring moments of my life. And to say the very least, I felt like I've come a long way. I've come a long way from being the kid, the 12-year-old kid with the baby face and shoulder-length, dark, sleek, black hair, to becoming the man I am now. And today I'm genuinely just gonna tell you the most raw advice that I have. Everything that I've felt like helped me, helped change me, and helped improve me. This might not be like the typical like be aesthetic, look sharp, like men's like guide to looking, you know, great. It's just my guide, and it's my personal experiences, and I think that is so valuable to share to you. So what I want to talk about first is literally not anything to do with your looks right now, but to do with the psychological element of how you perceive yourself. Psychologically, a lot of us has been brought up with this limiting belief that we are ugly, that we don't look good, that we don't deserve to have other people's attention. Because I feel like a lot of the times the parents themselves really put down the children, since everything around us is influenced by our parents. If your parent says that, oh, like you need to be skinny, you know, or like you're too fat or something like that, that's literally what I hear like many parents tell their children when I was a child myself. Imagine being a child and listening to that. You're too fat. Like, surely you would have terrible mental health. Surely you would have terrible like self-image. Surely you have no self-esteem whatever when you grow up. And imagine like a guy who's 25 years old and he wants to like talk to a girl. And the only thing he can repeatedly think in his mind is what his mother told him when he was 7. Oh, I'm too fat, I'm too fat, I'm too fat. I actually can't get the girl. That's probably the most detrimental things. So you might be looking at me right now like, what is the quick fix? What is the fastest way to get rid of this kind of insecurity? Because you know that once you perceive yourself as like looking beautiful, you could make other people think that you are beautiful. In this sense, it's the same idea. If you respect yourself, other people respect you. So how would you respect yourself? I'm gonna be very honest. I don't have the quick fix. There's no quick fix to these kind of issues. And I felt like this one issue that I did not have in my childhood, because my mum always told me I'm this like beautiful boy, and I kind of just like thought about it, not in a narcissistic way, but I never was like particularly insecure. But what I found is super interesting, and you can't leave it out, is the fact that there's something psychological called co-regulation. Co-regulation could apply so definitely in something like relationships or like friendships, or genuinely even like people like mentors, right? The biological simple bro science idea of co-regulation is that there's this other person right next to you that when you have a close emotional attachment to them, everything they feel, you feel. So they can help you regulate your feelings with their feeling of calmness or something like this. So the thing that's very crucial for you to get rid of this limiting belief is you to have like a friend or family member, a mentor, a person, your partner, literally praise you like a lot about the way you look, just to penetrate this kind of like heart of steel that you have of like low self-esteem, and they need to be around you all the time, and they need to give you literally their like undivided attention for like some minutes per day, not like a lot, but like some minutes per day. You need to receive undivided attention and like love that's unconditional, because or else it's really, really tough to conquer this kind of mental state, and it's going to be detrimental. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be detrimental in the future. So take the time right now, find this person that would completely change your life, because like having these people around you that can co-regulate you are the most beautiful things in life. All right. Secondly, I really want to talk about like the trim or like the haircut, if you're like American. The haircut, in my opinion, okay, I might not have the best hair right now, but my hair's looking good. In my opinion, it's short, it's clean, it's sharp, but looking good, yeah. A lot of people, especially myself, I felt like back in the day had this kind of misconception that like long hair is like super cool. I mean, sure, it is super cool, but it's just the fact that a lot of men do not suit long hair, I feel like. And unless you have like really curly hair or some kind of hair that you know would look good in like long like Poseidon like hair, or like mullets, which I entirely encourage, right? It's really cool that you have these kind of hairstyles. Go on and have like really like long and lush hair, because it's super sick to see people like that. But what I think, especially from my hairstyle, like a really Asian type, like a really straight type, like a really like chalky type, like short hair is like literally changed my life. What I do back in the day is that I literally get a 3. If you don't know what a 3 is, it's literally like 3, I don't know what this, 3 centimeters or 3 inches. Anyways, it's super, super long. And if you see in the thumbnail, literally that's a 3, like 3 on the back and the sides. So I literally have like an entire like puff ball on my head. It's like I got a mini afro without having a mini afro with a fringe at the top. It was probably the most like depressing look that I ever had. So what I would really suggest is like, I super like look up to the buzz cut. I can't, like, I need to get a buzz cut sometimes, but you can get like a really like clean buzz cut. You can get like a fade, that's what I usually get, or like just something like 1 or 2 on the back and the sides, because getting 3 or like anything above that makes you look like really like, I don't know, homeless in a sense. Okay, not to discriminate against anyone, but I can't like, looking back at myself, I looked like homeless to an extent. And like, God bless all the homeless people, but I genuinely were like one of them. So it was not a pleasurable experience. I also want to talk about a little bit about like shaving in the same sense of like trimming, right? I feel like for like the beard and everything, people really look up to the beard, which is like really cool and everything, but the main thing is that most of us actually can't grow a beard. I'm not trying to put like a limiting belief in your mind. If you believe that you can, like, go on, bro, like genuinely like go on. But I realized that like very early in my life that I don't have like a really like full beard, and I felt like that I had to waste like maybe a year, like half a year, to actually grow out like a full beard without it being like really nice as well. It would have been very patchy on the sides. So what I really suggest, that if you're not like entirely sure, you're like still going through puberty about your beard, just don't grow it, just shave it clean. It looks so much nicer. And I just think that this is one of the things that really helped me. I used to have like a mustache, like this pedophilic mustache, that's what they call it in England. I used to have that for like 2 years in a row, and it was like, yeah, it was not good. I looked terrible. Now I want to talk a little bit about like physique. I feel like maybe a lot of you guys watch this video just for like the physique part. If you skipped like the previous parts, I suggest you just go back, just don't watch this video, because this is genuinely not the most important part of the video. To like look aesthetic, physique is huge, but psychological, it's so much more. But about the physique, I feel like a lot of us just think that, oh, we're just gonna go to the gym for like 2 days and become this like crazy bodybuilder and have like muscles. Or like we just get intimidated by everyone at the gym, or like everyone doing sports, because we're just not as sporty as them. I think the main thing is to realize that progress comes slow. And there's not an entire way to get fit fast. There's not an entire way to get buff and strong fast, because life's not about being quick and easy. But the main thing for, I feel like, enhances your growth and makes you like look better in a shorter amount of time relative to you training other things. I felt like training arms, forearms, literally like biceps, triceps, forearms, then like chest genuinely increases like your like, I don't know, your looks so much more. You see, the upper body is what most people look at. Sure, you gotta have legs to like walk and run and stuff, but like unless you wear like shorts, people don't actually see your legs, yeah. But the thing with your upper body is that it's literally on display 24/7, and when people look at you, they look at your chest, right? They look at your chest mass. And I'll be honest, I don't have the biggest chest mass here, but they look at your arms, and I feel like that's like the first thing you should train. If you just think about, I'm just gonna get big, right? I'm just gonna get big. Train chest and arms, do like bench press, bro. But yeah. I also want to talk about breathing. I think this is such an overlooked and neglected topic. The thing with breathing, I'm such a big geek, but I am currently reading a book called Breath, the new science of a lost art. If you want to check this out, if you're such a big geek as well, just check it out. I bought it for £10. I actually can't believe it, in the airport terminal, but yeah. So this book really talks about how like athletes and like people enhance like literally their jawline, everything about their face, literally their posture by breathing well. I'm not gonna go into the science of it because I'm not gonna explain it too well right now. But just think about you having like an entirely like defined jawline just because you breathe correctly. Imagine having like good posture and like literally like looking like you own it, you know, like you own like the situation just because you breathe well. The thing with breathing is that you don't mouth breathe. It's literally detrimental. Like imagine like you have like sleep apnea, snoring. The reason for that is because you mouth breathe. It's because you breathe through your mouth and you get this kind of mucus in your throat and it's like vibrating. That's literally how it works. The build-up of mucus, because you're not supposed to breathe through your mouth. So how to enhance everything? I literally, like, I can't lie, I'm like, people would say I'm like the weirdest guy. I genuinely, I don't even have it with me right now. I have a roll of like duct tape that I literally tape on my mouth every single night before I sleep. And it's just one thing that just keeps me breathing through my nose, keeps you refreshed, keeps you awake in the morning. And it's one thing you have to do, bro. Like if you want to train like your facial physique, your like mental health, your clarity, just breathe through your nose. It's gonna change your life. So the last thing I feel like really helped me is sort of like products. If you think about products in a sense, you could use like moisturizer, you can use like acne side or whatever. And by the way, if you want to try to get rid of acne, I got this acne side that you can also use. It's quite cool. I'm not entirely sure how much it actually helps, but you know, we're just conquering the world one step at a time, and we just got to take risks, you know. But I want to talk about like smelling good. There's a lot of nuance about like how do you actually smell good and how do I actually like have this like intriguing scent that so captivates the opposite gender, right? But what I normally do is that I genuinely just go with the very, very basics. I think my ideology, and ideology of probably a lot of YouTubers as well, is that you should not have mixed scent, or you should not have like weirdly like two things discombobulating and combined scent, right? What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't use deo, like scented deo, with your perfume. What you should use is like non-scented deo. Literally, I'm not gonna take it right now, but I have like non-scented deo. If you buy it, it's super good, and it just like makes your scent so much more like better. Like you get rid of body odor, then you also like enhance your perfume. And I also have like a perfume that's really nice. Just buy a nice one, bro. Like in this sense, don't try to save money. Spend like that 50 quid right now so you don't have to spend like, I don't know, 200 quid in the future. Also, for like body wash, hair wash, whatever, use non-scented ones so you can actually like get the most out of your perfume, and so you can not have like a discombobulating smell. But yeah, that's all for me. I felt like I'm one of the kids who actually made like a homeless to like decently good looking transformation. And I feel like if you like my videos, you should follow my advice. If you watch this far, you're definitely gonna follow my advice, yeah? Because you're a goat. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Love you so much.